So, yeah, no, I think that, one of the key things is that entrepreneurs do have some very fundamental traits that make them quirky. One is that they're very, you know, I'm a risk taker. So that's a key component of it. And then the other part is really tenacious. Like once I hook onto something that I'm very interested in and I want to find a solution to, I can foolishly work on it for hours and hours and hours. So I think those are, aspects that that I've carried through. I don't. I'm not very warm to the word executive because that's kind of a hierarchical word that positions a person above everybody else in the company. I would really see myself I like the word entrepreneur because it's someone that, if they're repeatedly identifying a problem, they figure out that they can solve it, not just for themselves, but also be able to scale it to others and therefore make a fair profit for giving it to others, and so on and so forth. And to me, one of the things in EYEJ, and I've heard this from my Met members of the Youth Council, is really people that are, necessity is the mother of invention, and really growing up out of a less optimal circumstance can really lead to getting very good ideas that, if seeded, could relate in a substantial proportion of entrepreneurs coming out of adversity and adverse situations. Then my dad always said inventions and innovations don't happen on a full stomach, they actually happen under starvation. So it's really, I mean, there is so much potential here with the EYEJ, the students and the families that we serve. So I'm super excited to be part of the organization and be speaking here.
Brief story is, I was working more or less in accounting and finance for a startup out in San Francisco. And, my path that led me to start my company was my idea came out of kind of, what I would call a pain point. It was like an issue that I had noticed for a lot of these like tech startup companies in the Bay Area out on the West Coast. And I think that's really important. That helped me overcome a lot of challenges that I see in other entrepreneurs, which is, a lot of times people will go off, kind of put their head down and try to build something and then, return to the market, so to speak, and hope that it's kind of embraced. Whereas like I saw it on the ground firsthand, an issue around startup accounting and startup finance. Another thing that I did to kind of overcome some of the challenges that other people might face is quite honestly, like I didn't quit my job until I had my first paying customer, at least for the route I took, which is a bootstrapped route, meaning essentially I didn't go seeking outside investors to invest in my company. So to this day, I still own, 100% of the company, which is what I wanted. I had to make sure that I could still kind of put food on the table, pay my rent before I quit my job. So that was, two kind of important things for me. And then, the third one, which is kind of like what I would consider my superpower, if I have one, is just, I have a relentless drive for customer service and customer satisfaction in the early days. So whatever you're good at, whatever you're kind of, whatever drives you and motivates you, like focus in on that. And then that's going to, for me anyway, it led to client referrals, which is like grown our business to be, well over 100 clients to this point. So those are some of the things